Hello, 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 everyone. You are now live with Josh Barnett and Dave Jose. We want to say, how are you all doing today? I know that you guys love Big Remedy, and we got some Big Remedy for y'all. If you know people who are on Josh's channel, let everybody know that we are actually doing the live on my channel, so everybody can get on and we can get some stuff moving. But we got some really good big fire for you today. We got some issues that we deal with, and one thing that Josh and I believe in is taking you guys to a level where you don't worry about the issues that come at the people, but you respond rapid fire with that smoke. What you say, Josh?
No, that's exactly right. There's so many different directions we can go, but the one thing that happened in the last 24 hours was Merrick Garland, threatening the parents of this country
Yes.
with domestic terrorism for wanting to not have their kids taught ridiculous CRT in schools, for example. And they're really going to call these people domestic terrorists because they're confronting school boards and they're challenging school boards to say, this is BS. We don't want our kids taught racism. We don't want our kids taught that skin color makes this, this. It's like the Martin Luther King.
Hey, Josh, you're buffering. Josh, your signal is breaking up. You're buffering pretty bad.
It's like literally.
Josh, we can't hear you, Josh. Your feed is choppy. You might want to reset, Josh. Josh. Okay, guys, let me know if you guys can hear me. I think that we had Josh drop off. Yeah, Josh, reconnect. Josh. Okay, I think he's going to go out and try to come back in. Yeah, guys, I know you guys probably saw how these clowns are trying to act like, oh, we're worried that people are threatening government officials. And guys, don't fall for the foolishness. When we had the situation where they wanted to interfere with the audit, the first thing that they did was say that the people were likely threatening people who were voting using some KKK act. It was ridiculous, right? And that's what happens, guys. And I want to tell you guys that I'm actually thankful that some of these bad things happen. And I am thankful because it gives the people of the nation an opportunity to see how these people really get down. And if you just look across the nation at all the people at games yelling, let's go, Brandon, right? All these people yelling, let's go, Brandon, we can clearly realize that this gentleman likely is not the number one person in the country. Let me get Josh back on. He's not likely the number one person in the country when it comes to favorites, and they're lying about what it is that they have done, and it's showing up in all different areas. Now we got Josh back on. Go ahead, Josh. I apologize, or I don't know exactly what happened.
I got to go off my phone, which is weird because apparently my laptop's not wanting to work properly.
Your phone is looking super clear, though.
Is it
like a boss? Crystal clear. I can see the cuts in your trap.
Let's see. Yeah, so my laptop's being screwed. I don't know what's going on. I can't even. It's like freezing up on me for some reason.
Wow.
But yeah, no. So Merrick Garland is coming after parents and threatening the FBI. They're causing them call them domestic terrorists for going in and speaking their minds about CRT and whatnot. And it's absolutely ridiculous, what they're trying to do. And so when I saw that, I was like, we got to maybe give notice to Merrick Garland again to teach him the Constitution and to teach him what America is all about, because he's already screwed up the second time now directly here in Arizona when he went after us as far as trying to threaten the legislature when they have no jurisdiction at all. And that didn't work out so well for him because they had about 100 attorneys in Perkins Coie, and they couldn't do a damn thing to stop it. They don't have jurisdiction, just like they don't have jurisdiction now, to be honest with you. They have no jurisdiction to come in here and tell anybody what to do, and strip the people of their rights to assemble, their right to protest. They have no right. And for them to come in and treat them like domestic terrorists when they let BLM burn up city streets and literally kill people for a year and a half, and they try to call us domestic terrorists. These people are out of their damn minds. They're freaking nuts, and there's something wrong with them. I'm serious. I'm at the point now where I think there's something mentally wrong with these people. Like, there's no other way to even understand what their line of thinking other than the fact that this is an act of war on the people. Another act of war on the people, I should say, because it's not the first time that they've been doing this stuff. So I talked to David about it. We were like kind of chomping at the bit to put him on notice and to let the people know and connect a lot of dots for the people, which is what this notice does. I feel is that the strongest thing it does, it connects dots, and it shows the people, it lays out what the federal government is trying to do, what the DOJ is trying to do, what the Attorney General is trying to do, and lay it out to the people so they can clearly see what's happening and what they're trying to do and why they can't do it. And that's what this notice does. At least from my perspective, that's the number one thing it does, is it ties things together. And like I said, it lays it out. And this is a war on the people. Biden has already declared war on the people. Now the Attorney General is declaring war on the people, calling us domestic terrorists because we want to protest. We want to let school boards know that we don't want CRT in our schools, for example. That is the most absurd and ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, Josh, don't like most of the state constitutions tell us that the people have the right to consult for their common good and to instruct or petition or teach their legislature? I mean, how is it that we are to teach our government officials, teach our legislature, teach the public officials, but then when there is an issue where they're teaching something that doesn't fit with the will of the people, they believe that you're supposed to shut up and not say anything? But at the same time, it seems like there's some conflicts of interest. I remember the one woman who came on TV or video a couple of weeks ago, and she really pulled out documentation and said, "Oh yeah, I know y'all are getting money from the Fed. I know that there's a private partnership going on. I know that you guys are getting money behind the scenes to force people to do this." And she kind of blew them out of the water. And the thing is that once you have a situation where people are making money to force somebody to do something, is no longer able to be looked at as a situation where something is being done for justice. You're making money off of the number of people that you force to get a vaccine, the number of people that you can force to follow some certain type of mandate, mask mandate, whatever. They're getting paid. And I think that it is very similar to the book of Exodus. When they find out that you're getting too big and too powerful, they start freaking out and getting scared because they're outnumbered like crazy. And what happens is they start trying to pressure you more to see how fast you will slow down if they just add pressure. But pressure is the same thing, I believe, that they added in Australia that forced the people to stand up, and then the woman who I think is over health actually quit, if I'm correct. When you look at the police, I think it was in France, wasn't it them that dropped their weapons and started actually protecting the people?
Yeah.
So it's pretty deep that they are having some of the same occurrences happening, and they tried to roll out this worldwide plan, but the plan isn't going. The plan isn't going according to how they thought. And the people have sat at home and learned the law too fast.
That's true. That's true.
Somebody said New South Wales Prime Minister. That's one of our big fighters, Franco, who lays a lot of wood in the groups. Patrick Pearson, another fighter. El Apple Dumpling, full steam ahead. Yeah, I mean, the people realize that this is a time where we are going to stand against tyranny, or we are going to give up and lose our nation. God has blessed us to be a very strong and powerful nation with people who have enjoyed freedom. And the government officials who are doing wrong pretty much thought that we would never find out. And now it's being talked about across the nation. Affidavit mamas are blowing back outs. We got Rico on here who's been going to different events in Arizona and even calling out people who say they're for the movement or whatever, but he's educating them in the law and able to teach enough to tell them how things work and to explain away the foolishness that people have been trying to throw at the people. And I actually believe that there is just like Vigano talked about the deep state and the deep church. I believe there's also a patriot movement and a deep patriot movement. I believe that there's people who understand some things about the law, and what they're doing is they're trying to find a way to get the people to get off lawful authority and go back to foolishness. Like, hey, let's get out. Let's take it to the streets.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a constitutional lawyer and you talking about taking it to the streets, bro, when we got all the law.
Second Amendment for a reason. I'm like, shut up. Like,
yeah.
Thinking about that. Like, you know,
come on, bro.
It sounds cool to say and tough, but it's not the smart way to go about things, because we can hit them in the gut, with the Constitution and with affidavits. And we have yet to have anybody rebut an affidavit. I challenge any legislator, any lawyer, anybody to rebut it. I challenge Merrick Garland, rebut it. You're so much smarter than us. You were gonna be a Supreme Court justice at one point. I challenge you to rebut what we're saying and tell us it's not true. He can't. He won't be able to.
Someone asked, where'd it go? Dave cares for you. Does all the emergency acts interfere with our Constitution? No, emergency acts do not interfere with our Constitution. The only constitutional provision that they can mess with in most states is by permission, and that is the right to habeas corpus. So when you're being infiltrated or somebody's trying to kill people in your state, you're being invaded, you can snatch up the people who came against you. They go to prison. In many states, we set up so that the only thing that they can do is not use habeas corpus to get out of jail. But we are the people of the states, guys, and we created the Constitution. Nobody has the power to interfere with our constitutions and the rights of the people. As a matter of fact, if you look at the case called Miranda versus Arizona on page 491, it'll tell you where rights that are reserved or rights in our Constitution are involved. There can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. And what's happening is our local, state, and county, our school boards, all the workers are getting money. You trying to get another device,
I'm gonna
Josh?
jump out and come back in on my laptop. I reset it. So let
me get you. There you go. All right, you good?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yeah. See, Knox Trail, it doesn't matter if they believe in the Constitution. What really matters, what's up, Big Neil? What's up, Big Neil? What really matters is that the people believe.
Knox Trail, it doesn't matter if they believe in the Constitution. What really matters,
Josh, one of your devices are still on. Oh, you got to turn your audio on your computer.
Yeah, Knox Trail, doesn't matter if they believe in the Constitution. I don't know why it's doing that.
Your speaker system is turned up on your computer and is playing back from the computer through the sound again and tripling it up and doubling it up. It stopped. Can you hear now? Your sound left, Josh. Are you muted? Are you muted, Josh? Your speaker system is turned up on your.
I'll come back at my phone again.
Okay. So, guys, what we got to understand is that let me see. What we got to understand is it doesn't matter what the government officials care about what the Constitution says. What matters is that the Constitution says what it says. So if the people want to fight us, they have to break the law. And the more people that understand the law, the more it's bad for the government officials. This is why you don't see me and Josh worry. When they say, oh, you didn't get spunk logs, you didn't get this, you didn't get that. I'm like, well, we know that everybody's committing maladministration by not handling their business. The constitutions across the states tell what we can do when they do that. It really doesn't matter if we get all the spunk logs and everything, because people can get prosecuted without spunk logs just the same. It doesn't matter if you prove all the fraud when you can put people in prison for maladministration. And they're going to tell on each other about the maladministration. And maladministration is easy to prove. Listen, guys, if we give out notice saying don't get rid of I don't give a freak if the government told you can get rid of our stuff. Don't do it, because we're about to do cases against y'all. When they're so stupid that they get rid of the stuff, they can go to prison just like they committed treason because we gave them notice ahead of time. So why does it matter? Like, people are so fearful. Oh, we're going to lose it all. They're not going to give us this. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give us what we want. Look, it's not that big of a deal, right? If you get caught doing maladministration, it's going to be just as bad as if you told the people, I'm running away from my office and I'm destroying all of you with the enemy. That simple. So we don't need to worry. But go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, we call those people punk bees.
Hey, some of the most cottonelle soft people in the world.
Well, a lot of these guys need to tone down the estrogen levels a little bit. They're a little too emotional. They're not thinking properly and objectively, and they don't understand. Well, now they understand, because we've explained it to them a couple of different times. That we basically put a trap for these people. There's all these affidavits that we've been collecting over these last 8 months can be used when we take to the grand juries, to a jury of our peers. This stack of affidavits is going to be taken as evidence to the grand jury. And then they're going to decide whether they hear it or not, right? They'll have a vote whether they hear it or not. I can't imagine a group of peers looking at all this evidence and saying, oh, no, we ain't going to hear that. Because
it's so easy. Josh, this is what people don't understand. The grand jury is like a freaking football game in college right now. The grand jury hates corruption. College people hate corruption. Y'all done seen all these freaking liberal colleges on there talking about let's go Brandon. They so pissed off at Brandon. Y'all got to realize that what you're seeing is the majority of the nation in every place where people just come together who like football or like track racing of cars don't like Biden, and they're pissed with the corruption. Do y'all know what that means? That means just like Australia, just like France, a majority of the people are pissed at government officials who are doing wrong. And y'all done gave out about 50 to 100,000 notices of maladministration. already, and y'all ain't even done yet. Y'all got another set y'all about to do now. So who would think that these people are going to get away with what they're doing wrong when everybody knows you're doing it? I mean, think about it, guys. Do you think that the people at these football games are all going to be prosecuted for saying bleep Biden? You think they're going to come after all of them? See, the people are learning the truth and they don't know how to deal with it yet. So they're trying to cut it all down.
They're trying to scare and intimidate.
And it ain't going to work.
No, absolutely not.
What's up, Clover? Yeah, so this is the thing, guys. Notice that every time something comes out, right? And this is what you guys got to understand. You guys have blown the backside of people every time something goes wrong. You guys have become accustomed to showing the truth and the law every time something comes up. So they've never seen this in the history of our country. The bar attorneys since 1938 been running over people's rights, and yes, they have been dividing and conquering. And so they'll make black go against white, white against black, Hispanic against black and white, Hispanic and white and black against the police. And now people are starting to figure things out like, wait, why are the police coming after us when the law is being broken and we have rights? Why is it that the FBI is being used against us, but people can come into this nation and do wrong and the FBI can lie and they don't get in trouble? Why is this? See, people are starting to figure out that this has been a big criminal enterprise for a long time and that they don't have to stand for it.
Why are they using FISA courts against the people and then letting them literally commit crimes against a sitting president and spying on a presidential campaign and then getting away with it? Well, so far.
Yeah.
There has been some, so, we got Sussman now, which is the lead DNC attorney, the lead Hillary attorney, which is pretty big stuff, when you really look at the situation. So we'll see what comes of it. But they got away with it for 5 years now, literally committing crime after crime after crime and zero accountability. I just hope Durham understands that he can be something written in the history books, like he can be, a guy who's literally, he could single-handedly save our republic in a way, you know what I mean? By just doing his job and holding people accountable for committing crimes, which is really what should be happening anyways. But since it hasn't been happening, these people have just been running ramshot over everything and everybody and doing whatever they want with this screw you type attitude. And now more people are seeing it. More people, every time something happens, it's a good thing in a way, like David's saying. It's exposing the corruption. It's exposing them for what they are. So we're just putting that down into an affidavit, basically saying we know what you're doing. We don't want it because they don't expect us to go before a grand jury with it. They think we're going to run through their little their
complaint box.
Yeah.
Can we make a complaint against you?
Yeah. It's like, we're not going there no more.
Can we formally complain? Please. Can you guys prosecute yourselves?
Pretty please.
Nah, we good. We don't need you to prosecute yourself anymore. We know y'all don't like to do it. That's fine. You can't handle the business. Tell the whole world. And see, guys, this is what y'all got to understand, guys. When government officials tell you that they're not able to handle the work you've paid them to do, then what you got to understand is now it's your time. Big Caleb Vaughn in the house. What's up, young man? When you understand that it is your duty to correct these people, right? And they want you to keep going to places that will not work. And everybody who's an attorney is trying to tell you to make complaints and all this bull. See, guys, we learned a long time ago, me and Josh knew from CPS court that these people like to hide the truth. So we said, you know what? We're not taking anything to a dang court at all, period. We're going to make the legislature do their job, and then we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to tell them what we want them to do, and if they don't do it, we'll just tell them later that we're going to take back the grand juries, and then everybody who's watching is going to see everything the government officials do wrong. So when you say, hey, the law says you could do this, and they say, well, we're not going to listen to you, I'm like, yes, maladministration, that's one. Then I give them an affidavit about what they did wrong. Then I give them a notice. Hey, go ahead. What else you going to do? Well, we're not going to listen to you. We're going to fight. Okay, awesome. Right? Because I know at the same time that you're ignoring us, everybody's yelling, let's go, Brandon. And those people yelling, let's go, Brandon, are the people who talk to other people. You cannot have a whole stadium full of people in one event yelling, let's go, Brandon, unless people don't like Brandon, unless people don't like the administration. And the thing is, when people don't like the administration, is usually because of maladministration. Mm-hmm. See, it's funny, psychologically, people trying to get y'all to say fraud, because the attorneys and bar members know that you have to go through them to prove that and deal with that. Judges are lawyers, guys. Judges are attorneys. So these people keep, and I'm going to hit Neil's question in a second. These people keep trying to do the same things and get you to make dumb decisions that will stop you from using your power and strength. Now, let's get Neil's question. Neil says, Dave and Josh, do you believe that more honest people on the inside will come forth and push back? Let me tell you what's going to happen. Because the people are learning the law and standing up in different countries, when they see us do it and stand on the truth, the government officials are going to realize that you can no longer just run from the people. And then they're going to expose things that are happening, because they're going to know, like they're getting from us now, they're going to know, holy crap, they're watching our videos. These people set us up to fall into maladministration because they knew that we would protect our friends. So now that they've done that, we already are in a situation where we can be in trouble by the people who are saying, let's go, Brandon, because that's who fills up the juries. So because the people who say, let's go, Brandon, fill up the juries, there's nowhere for these people to run from us. So they're now trying to put pressure, hoping that people fall back into fear. You can see the equivalent of this in Exodus chapter 1 of the King James Version of the Bible. What's up, Prescott Palm? Love you too. You're going to see that in the King James Version of the Bible, when the government officials, Pharaoh, the king, and all the people realized that the people were more and mightier than they said, look, let us start acting like aggressively with them. Let us, pressure them. Let's make their work harder. So they start saying, you got to build twice as much with half the straw, right? So when they see that you're about to step up against them, they start trying to make your life hell. And that's what they're doing here. So just notice it and realize, when God is preparing you for the biggest victory ever, he'll let your enemy get cocky and think they're going to destroy you. And then when they come at you extra hard, you know that's because they realize you are too powerful and they need to divide you. They need to hurt you. They need to break your will. But that will ain't coming. There you go. That will ain't breaking. Right? So, Josh, so let me say, so I believe that people are getting ready to come out like crazy because they know that they're in trouble too. And I believe that the Bar Association members are going to start dropping all the government officials to deal with things on their own because they know we're asking for the grand jury. Now, we didn't tell everybody this, but we worked with Heather from Virginia, and Heather made a jot form for us for, Rico just posted it, for our notice against, our notice to decertify and our notice to have the grand jury. It had over 5,000 people since the 26th of September. Throw that in, y'all. And it went to Merrick, Garland, to the legislature, right? Notice what's happening in Arizona right now. Did y'all notice that right after those notices hit, our attorney general came out and he said, listen, I'm getting a lot of communication from y'all about y'all wanting me to stand up. This is what he said. See, he realizes y'all putting pressure on him he ain't never seen before. So he says, look, I know y'all been sending me all these messages and pressure, and I already told y'all that I was with the legislature and their constitutional right to do this from the beginning. And then he went and told the board of supervisors, y'all better keep everything y'all got because we coming, right? So he's concerned, y'all. We got 5,000 already. The affidavit mamas are almost at 100 right now of physical affidavits that they got in just 2 days. It was only 127 affidavits that got us the audit. So we didn't get to tell y'all about that. So I believe it's going to turn over fast. I believe we're in an amazing position. And let me tell y'all, the legislature also knows we're coming and asking for the grand juries. If you don't believe that, look at Wendy Rogers and how hard she's pushing all the way across the country. She's up to 90-something legislature members in the country calling for audits all over the place and decertification. Why would they be moving so hard now when it seemed like they slowed down for a little bit, right? It seemed like, oh, we didn't get our what do you call those things? Spunk logs and our freaking Snoop Dogs, and we didn't get our routers, and everybody's running around scared talking all this bull crap, right? Yeah, 93 also signed the AZ declaration. So guys, I'm telling y'all, is moving really fast with stuff that not everybody sees, because some people have been crying. I'm not happy about the results. The results had to be a certain way, guys. But I'm going to let Josh answer the question Neil put up. Josh, do you think bad guys are going to start coming out and telling?
I think we have a lot of momentum right now. And I think we have a lot of pressure from the people that they're really not going to have a choice with what they're going to be doing. So it's not really their decision at this point. I think they understand that they have to serve the people. And I think they understand that. I know Karen does. I know Borelli does. I know Wendy does. All these people. I think we have the one guy who is the pain in the ass in the contempt vote, which you guys are aware of, Benedict Boyer. Now, we had a notice directly sent to Benedict Boyer to address him directly. And, can you guarantee me that we've been saying it from day one that only legal votes counted? According to the oath that you swore to, the AZ Constitution, Article 7, Section 7, can you guarantee me that only legal votes counted? And if so, tell me right now, rebut me, say, yes, I can't guarantee that, and put your name on it with the penalty of perjury. Because I can show you clearly that you're full of it and that you're breaking your oath to the Constitution, and you're doing this under penalty of perjury. And then don't worry, Paul, we're going to take that to the grand jury. All this is evidence against y'all for like 8 months now, and you didn't know it. Or if you thought you're just going to get away with it. But we're more than happy to address this issue directly with jury of our peers, and we're going to sidestep you guys. We're going to sidestep the courts. And what do you think is going to happen, honestly? If you got 12 jurors and they hear all this information, do you think they're just going to let you corrupt all the you really think, Board of Supervisors, do you really think they're going to let you get away with this? And just
they going to be like, let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go, Kukri. Let's go, Hickman. They're going to have new all of you individually. Let's go, Boyer. Guys, and if you think you're going to get away with it, good luck is all I can say, because I know if I was in your position, I would be coming out. If I knew truth, or I knew more things, I'd be coming out now and saying it, because I right now the people from both, I don't care what party you're from, are sick and tired of the corruption. They're freaking done with it.
Josh, how many surveys, you got me into these dang surveys. How many surveys did we do asking about this? And it didn't matter if it was Democrat or Republican, almost literally like 700, 800, 1,000, 1,500 to zero. We've had multiple where they're like, if you could prosecute the government officials doing wrong, how quickly would you be to do it? And they're like, let's do it.
Yeah. You think about no matter what party you're from, when we're talking about the constitutional rights of the people, it doesn't matter what party you're from. That's why I laugh at Democrats when they try to come at me, or some left-wing socialists. Like, do you not understand what I'm doing here is helping you too, you ding dong? Like, do you not understand? And like, they just want to come at you because they don't know any better, because they're just ignorant. But what I'm doing is helping you too. So we're going after, honestly, right now, I'm going after a majority of Republicans. So that happens to be right now, mostly Rhino Republicans. But Democrats, don't think we forgot about you, though.
Don't sleep, homie.
Don't think we forgot. When this is all done with what we're doing, the decertification, all the criminal stuff you've been doing, we're coming at you next. And if there's Republicans up, I don't care what party you're from. If you're doing something that's you're taking the people's rights away, or are using federal Title 42 funds to screw the people in any way, shape, or form, whether it's money or rights, we're coming after you. And we're coming after you with our grand juries that are ours, constitutionally ours. And we're going to let the people decide whether they think you're right or wrong. And that judge can't do anything about it. That judge, all he can do is read what the grand jury wants done.
He gonna be sitting there looking silly. And this is the thing, y'all. Y'all better stop believing that the judges who are doing right, who protect you before, are going to continue to protect you when everybody knows you're doing wrong. And when the people know that the legislature is cheating for government officials, they're going to drop them like there's no tomorrow. Guys, understand that the criminal enterprises fall when they realize the people are coming. And just notice, a lot of the board, people in the public schools, they're really frustrated right now because people are coming at them, showing them the law. And then the attorneys told them, you better shut up. You better keep going. Don't let them tell you what to do. And then the people in the board of the school boards are realizing, man, I'm reading stuff here, though, that these people said that's really there, and I swore to it. And so now the Fed is saying, look, don't be afraid. We'll attack them with the FBI. And people don't realize that this is exactly what happened when when 1964 happened and we ended up getting equal civil rights. They thought, oh, we're going to just punish people. And we're going to just shoot them with, hoses in the middle of the streets, right? And what ends up, say it again. Oh yeah, putting sicking dogs on people. And then everybody in the nation started turning on them, and they realized, oh man, we can't do that because the people don't give a freak. They will come. They had little bitty white ladies with their kids out in the street getting attacked by dogs, and then the men start coming. So the same things are happening over and over and over again. And what I want y'all to realize is nobody is running. And you got to see this. When the people stand up firm, right, and tell the truth and stand, these people have failed before us time and time again. God has given us victory. And so we're at a time where we are getting ready to have a super huge, major victory. But what has to happen is we have to consistently take action. So let me help y'all understand what has happened in recent history. So Josh was just out in front of the legislative building, right? And he was on a show right after the audit. And the Republican chair of Arizona came out and told that Josh was there since the beginning, causing this to happen. So y'all got to realize that we told y'all that Josh Barnett started out when there was nothing, brought me, and we set up a plan to have the audit. Y'all saw us promise right in front of the MTech Center that America was going to be changed by the affidavits, and that the people who did what they did there were going to start everything, shake the whole freaking nation, and the nation was going to follow. So we told y'all that was going to happen. We made a promise. Josh was there. The Republican chair confirmed it, right? At the time that y'all were seeing what was happening with the audit, y'all couldn't see that me and Josh was already setting up another notice to go after the government officials for maladministration, to get the grand juries, and we were able to see what the legislature was not able to get. Now, why do I say see what the legislature is not able to get? Because I understand that just like we are in a war against the Bar Association, the legislature is also in a war against the Bar Association. So y'all got to understand, when Karen Fan wants the spunk logs and all the data, she has to deal with the other side attacking and trying to take everything to court. And we have to realize, guys, that just look at Professor Clements. He came out with the guy, Joe Altman, right, who tried to bring information to get an audit. A month after me and Josh did, Kelly Townsend, the senator, tried to bring him in. We already had the audit ready to go. Now, this guy talks about taking it to the street. He's dealing with Clements, right? They're dealing with some case, and the guy says the other day, listen, we need like 5,000 people to just come out here and let the court know we don't like what's going on. Guys, I want y'all to understand something. When Josh Barnett and I got you guys to give notice and 5,000 notices hit the legislature here in Arizona just the other day, over the past few days, and the attorney general, y'all got to realize that that's the 5,000 people that they want to have. See, they didn't know to do the work to build the people. All they know is take stuff into courts, and courts lose. So the other day he said, look, y'all got to see the judge break the law in court. So the attorneys have nothing they can tell you to deal with judges who break the law. Clements will tell you the judges who are attorneys break the law, and it's not fair. So guys, we realize and know that the courts are not fair, right? What a weak person does is they continue to worry about what's not working, what's not fair. Where the people who have a mind of God, the people who understand what God would have us to do, the Bible doesn't say keep trying the same thing over and over and you shall find. The Bible says seek and you shall find. Seek and you shall find. Hey, Josh, sometimes when we get together and we discuss what we are going to do we look at things that seem to not be working and adjust on the fly?
We always adjust on the fly. You know what I mean? Like there's always some type of adjustment because there's always new information that we'll take in that we can use against them. And the more they keep exposing themselves, the more we develop this case. You know, we're developing this.
So do we look and say we're going to use the courts because other people want to use the courts, or do we look and say let's do everything that everybody else is doing, or let's make a lawsuit of a whole bunch of money because it sounds cool? Or do we look at the law and find, like literally get in there and find where the law tells us to go by our forefathers, educate the people so they know, and then use that?
No, we never think courts. We never think courts. We're always about, and you guys know, we're always about educating the people and numbers and masses and educating the masses. I've said it a million times since November 3rd. When we educate the masses is when we win. And like you said, they're calling. We need 5,000 people to come down here to help us win this court case. It's not going to help. They're going to get shut down. They're going to get shot down right out of the sky the minute they walk in there. And they should know better because they've even admitted it. Clements admitted it. They're not going to win in court. They're not going to let you win. Lynn Wood has admitted it. Sidney Powell's admitted it. They've all admitted this is going to happen. So we just go on a different path. So I played wide receiver in football, right? And as a wide receiver, I was usually faster, a little more athletic than most people. So I'm not the type, I'm not going to try to run you over, although it's kind of fun, but I'm not going to try to run you over and be stupid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake you and I'm going to go around you. And that's what we do with how we approach things. We're shaking and going around and we're using Deion Sanders moves to go around people instead of just trying to run them over, because you're not going to run these people over. They have these administrative courts on lockdown and you're not going to win there, period. So we take the law, the Constitution, the highest law of the land, and we go address the legislators directly, right? It's a political issue. Like you said, it's a political issue, not a judicial issue. So how we're addressing this. So we just go a different path, and this is how we win. And we've laid it out a couple of different times. I hope this is all making sense to you guys as far as getting the grand juries back to the people like they're supposed to be. so we can directly take this information, this petition. I think it's called a petition when you address them, and we address it in the grand jury directly through their foreman. Here's the information we have. Take a look at it, and then they would vote to decide whether they're going to hear it or not. Now, like I said, they could say, "No, this sucks. We're not going to hear it," but I highly doubt it.
Because they hear "Let's Go Brandon." When they see all of us freaking coming across the nation, this ain't something that's happening quietly. People are learning the corruption that's happening widespread by the millions. They're hiding. Look, 2 months ago, month and a half ago, I got a report that said we had 2 million minutes of watch video. 2 million in some very short amount of time. And it's like, oh, shucks, 2 million new minutes of watch video. And when I looked at the numbers they put on the videos, they hid tons of people watching.
And that was when everybody got deplatformed, Neil.
Yeah.
When they were in that article, I forget what organization I was to put it out, probably George Soros related. But put out the article showing all the actual views that were being over across 15 platforms that were being 5 million views. And they were showing us probably we had 40,000, and that was before they started deplatforming people. Well, they did that because too many people were learning and finding out what was going on, so they had to deplatform everybody. So that's crazy when you think about the numbers we can reach when we all work together and share things and put it that we can make this. And there was a combination of the actual education of what we're talking about. We can really put a hurt on these people quick.
Yep. I mean, guys, y'all got to realize, see, this is what's funny. Everything that people told us we need to worry about and was going to happen, it's ridiculous that it never happened. They're like, oh, we're going to lose everything. We'll never have an audit. We'll never get information from an audit. Nobody will ever talk to us. And we told y'all, no, it's going to happen, right? And see, people are mad at Karen Fan because they feel like she dropped the ball on them. I wish Karen Fan would have called for would have gotten a warrant to get those spunk logs and stuff. But what you got to understand is I know the Bar Association is telling her you can't do that because it's not in the Constitution. But then at the same time, the Constitution doesn't say the legislature can use a special master. But the Bar Association will tell her you can use a special master when their friends have a special master. And I'm not worried about that. Because what I understand is that we will have the grand juries. You guys will not allow them to not give us the grand jury, period. So these people thought, oh, okay, well, we got left hanging and all this. No, you got to realize that there's a Bar Association member hired by the legislature. There's full-time legislative counsel that looks over every single law they try to put in. And what y'all got to understand is the government officials are not supposed to be making laws that go against our rights at all. So every single thing that everybody's mad about is a symptom. It's a symptom of the fact that the bar is controlling the nation, trying to get more cases for themselves so they can get more money. That's exactly what it is in every case. So if the people know what it is that they can do, then the people can stand and speak about it, and it spreads like wildfire. Y'all got to understand that 54 million views in 6 days does not happen without y'all talking like crazy. That means the nation understands what's going on. Now, they try to hide it, but the nation knows what's going on because all of the college games going around talking about Let's Go Brandon. It's obvious.
I can't get enough of that. It's so funny. When I hear that chant, and I mean, it's everywhere now.
Oh my gosh.
I think the best one so far was the NASCAR one. Was great because it's on live, which is the official Let's Go Brandon video. But the best F you Biden chant I've seen, or F Joe Biden that I've seen was probably the New York Jets game in the University of Tennessee at the Volunteers game. Had a really good one, it sounded like the whole crowd was saying it, but there's some good ones out there. I can't get enough of them. You know how mad that makes him probably when he sees that? Man, that's funny. But or at some of these concerts, you hear this stuff too.
At concerts?
We got BLM. BLM is out in front of the CDC protesting mandatory vaccinations.
What?
B is on our side now.
Because they didn't get paid.
Listen, New York City is attacking black people. 72% of black people in New York are not vaccinated, and they don't want to be vaccinated. So
what?
In businesses to shop or to eat or do stuff, this is like 1960 pre-1960s all over, pre-civil rights all over again, where you're stopping black people from coming in because they're not vaccinated because they don't want to. They choose not to. They're like, hey, I can take zinc and vitamin D and some quercetin and vitamin C and I'm good. You know, why don't you give me ivermectin? No, you can't have that. That works. And it's too cheap. We don't make money off that. We want to shove this shot in you so we make more money. We all know what's going on. But now it's great because even the left, and I've always said this, communism and socialism eat their own eventually. All the people that thought they were doing something, only the super elite get any benefit. The rest of you just get eaten. They're eating themselves right now. Nicki Minaj got ate up, right, for speaking out. You got NBA basketball players. I forget the guy, the guy from the Magic. It's slipping my mind. But there's Kyrie Irving. A lot of guys are stepping up.
What?
Now the
Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, for real. The black community is hearing this stuff for the first time, really, from these stars, right? And they're not happy about it because rights are rights, and that's what I keep stressing. Like people are like, Josh, you campaign. I go, I've been campaigning, kind of indirectly campaigning since November, because I fight for the people, not just a party or what affiliation you are. Constitutional rights apply to everybody. And I believe everybody has a choice to make when it comes to the vaccine or to wear a mask or anything else. And I also believe that our government should not be interfering with the doctor-patient relationship in any way, shape, or form, which Doug Ducey did here in Arizona by not allowing the use of hydroxychloroquine prophylactically when every single person in a nursing home should have been taking that prophylactic use of it or ivermectin to save them from getting either getting it or limiting the risk of it. And I feel it's crimes against humanity. And I've said that many times. I really believe it's crimes against humanity. By not allowing people to prophylactically use ivermectin or HCQ, along with the other, vitamin D and zinc and everything, I feel it's crimes against humanity what they're doing by trying to force you to take this. And I never thought I would see this happen in the United States. This is some crap you see in Russia, right? Or China. They're going to make you get an abortion. We're going to cut the woman's clitoris off so she has no sex drive. We're going to allow you to only have one kid. This is communist China stuff that we're seeing in the United States, and half the people are going along with it. It's to me. And they're only going along with it because, one, they're too ignorant to know what's really happening, or two, just because their party, they think it's a political issue.
Yeah, they're virtue signaling. Oh, look how virtuous I am. I got my 375th shot.
Yeah. And I'm like you're 375 times dumber than me now. So these people, they made it a political issue. And they're not looking at it objectively. They're looking at it through high estrogen levels, a lot of these guys, and they're making terrible decisions for themselves. But this is a private health issue, and you should make the choice. That's what I said from day one. Anybody that came to my gym, hey, I'm into private, but if you want to wear a mask, feel free. You can wear one. It doesn't matter. Do what you want.
The one black dude in there wearing a mask.
Yeah. I'm like, bro. I'm like, you need to take that off now. but we got and some people. I had a few people that wore them. Nobody cared. Honestly, nobody cared. I just, when you see this stuff happening and they're making it a political issue to divide the people again, pit black versus white, pit vaccinated against unvaccinated. This is what the deep state does. But people are starting to figure it out. And that's why I'm glad to see these figure it out and saying, hey, this isn't right. Nicki Minaj saying, hey, something isn't right. Now you got BLM protesting vaccinations with white people.
That is a bad sign.
You're black and Hispanic and everybody together, Cuban, whatever you are, together in New York City chanting, we love Brandon. They're all chanting it. So together they're chanting this. And they're saying de Blasio too. They're adding de Blasio in there as well. So you guys got to understand, the more we let these people expose themselves, the better off it's going to be. And it's going to be a struggle, though, because this is the deep state. They're not going to let this off easy. But we're
going to have a party, though.
Yeah, the more they expose themselves, the more we're going to win. In the end, that we're going to win, because I'm telling you, and I truly believe this, and I told David about that. I won't speak on who I speak. But when we win this election in 2022, we win the House and the Senate back. In the House, at least, we are going to drop the hammer like they've never been hit before, times 100, on what they've done to us this last 5 years. And I'm talking lack of accountability, people getting away with anything and everything. There's going to be truly investigations with accountability, and we are going to hammer these people for what they've done to us. And I mean us, I mean the people of the United States, from both sides. And I'm telling you, I might only be there for 2 years. I might only be there for one term, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to destroy everything I possibly can. Because there's 19 enumerated powers, and they're using 19,000 of them, and it needs to stop. Our federal government needs downsized. We need to quit spending so much. We need to spend our money here in the United States, quit giving it to foreign countries that don't give a damn about us. $111 million went to Somalia to help get them out of debt. Does Flint still have clean water yet? Is Chicago still shooting at 50?
Hey, Nikki said something, and I want to say something about Nikki Silver. She said, how are we going to win any election when they are just going to steal them? I beg to differ, Nikki, and I'm going to tell you why. Just like you hear Let's Go Brandon all around the country, that's happening for a reason. And see, a lot of times, because we have been bred and trained and programmed to believe that nothing is true unless the big, news conglomerates, mainstream news says it, we fail to realize the signs of what's happening of the times. So when you look in the Bible, you can see what's going to happen before an enemy collapses and falls, right? And because a lot of people have failed to look at the Bible, they miss it. Then people who are not from the streets, right? People who got some street knowledge and understanding, they start realizing when you're standing somewhere and you see one guy circle in, he makes a phone call, then you see 2 people, then 5, then 10, and they starting to come around you and walk weird looking at you. That usually tells you there's about to be a fight, and most likely you're the recipient of what's coming because they're setting you up and surrounding you. Well, a lot of people fail to see when they're saying let's go Brandon all over the nation that they're saying it because the people are thinking differently. And Dan Bongino, even on his show, he was talking today about how when he was with Bush, I believe it was, Secret Service, he would travel through areas and people would stand up and start saying F you and whatever and being mad, and there would be a lot of people. And he said the government officials would talk to each other and say, hey, let's not go this way because, or go speed up when you go through there because the boss hates it, right? Well, we're in a situation now where the people are understanding that there has been maladministration. It's come out and nobody is arguing about the fact that the Board of Supervisors did not get over the ballots. Nobody's arguing. That means it's maladministration. The court that ordered it, you don't hear the court judge saying anything about, well, they should come back to us and we'll prosecute these people.
Yeah.
You don't hear the Bar Association saying it. So the people are getting to get a firsthand knowledge experience of what the Bar Association is like and why we need to step up and deal with maladministration. See, before today, before last week, last month, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, 8 months ago, nobody would have ever known that the people need to stand up and deal with maladministration. We left government to the government. We left stuff to attorneys to tell us what our rights are. And now the people got a crash course in education in what maladministration is, what fraud is, why we don't want to use that term, why we don't need to deal with it. We understand that it is our duty and our free right, even right now, This is what's so funny about a lot of the people who are enemies to what we do. Even right now, if we stood together as a nation and said, we're sick of this, with just the people who said, let's go Brandon in every state, we would literally turn the government around, remove bad government, and reinforce everything we needed to with justice immediately. 30 days. But what we have is we have the deep state, we have the deep church, and we got the deep patriot system. We got people who come into the patriot system and throw out cases to y'all that are misquoted. So you say it, so you look dumb. They never show you where it is where you can read it. They just tell you it's okay. You got people who say, let's take this to the street. Let's be violent. Idiotic stuff. We have the law on our side. The ones who act violent are the ones who don't have the right on their side. When you have something by right, you ain't got to act all crazy. When you got the claim ticket to your fur coat and somebody else is saying, I want the fur coat, that's mine, but you got the claim ticket, do you have to act all violent and crazy? Don't have to. So when you claim your rights, you got to understand that people are coming so freaking fast and hard that it's the discussion of the people in the deep state. And they realize in the other nations, they're coming against each other. Woo, we don't want people to see what's going on over there, because if they do it over here, it's going to be game over. So it's game over. We definitely know he's a Mason, or at least that's what we've been told by people who deal with Masonry and what lodge he was in. So it is what it is. But the Masons are ruled by the Jesuits. So we're definitely, go ahead, Josh.
I was saying, speaking of that, we've seen today, and I'm trying to remember how many, like 300. What was it I sent you about the Catholic Church and the priest?
I can't remember exactly. You did send me something earlier. What, were they coming out and telling stuff?
Like,
is that what happened?
Got in trouble for like molesting kids and all this.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
The specific numbers, but I have it on my phone. Obviously I'm using my phone right now, but we have it, and it reminded me, and I think back what Archbishop Pagano has been speaking about the last couple of years. And if you guys don't know who this guy is, and whether you're Catholic or not, doesn't matter. This guy is speaking so much truth about the deep state, the deep church, about in regards to the Catholic Church, but not just that, in regards just in general with humanity and what's happening with the push for a new world order, for a great reset, and the role of the Vatican, or the deep church, what he calls it, with the deep state. There's a partnership that's happened, and it's been going on for a while. It's just now culminating to a point where everybody kind of sees it at this point. And our current Pope doesn't hide it. He doesn't hide it at all. He's pushing hard for this, and you can see it a mile away. And Archbishop Pagano has put out a lot of videos, and recently I sent David a few of them because they're like blowing my mind. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. He talks just like us. He's talking about authority and granted authority and the people's rights and how they're being stripped, and the New World Order and what that means, and a great reset. You guys have to check him out. He's got stuff on YouTube. I forget the name of the site I go to. Actually, I can look right now and let you guys know. But he's putting out a lot of truth, and it's a lot of stuff we've been talking about for a while now. And I just wanted to make you guys aware of it, because I think it's important to know and to understand the scope of things, not just here in the United States, but across the world. This is a worldwide issue that we're dealing with in regards to COVID. And we need to understand that it's not just us, but we are the leaders of it. If we go, the world's going to go with us. And we can't allow that to happen. And I refuse to allow that to happen. But I think I found it here. So, but it'll give you guys a little more insight from a different perspective than but the exact same thing we've been talking about the whole time. Let's see. I'll put it in the name of the YouTube channel. I'll put it in our chat here so you guys can see. But if you check it out, it's very interesting. It's once you start watching, I couldn't stop watching them because everything this guy was saying was spot on to what we've been talking about, and I've been saying for a couple of years now. And I didn't even know that David brought it to my attention that I remember a Catholic priest or somebody writing a letter to President Trump, like a 2-page letter. And I didn't realize that it was Archbishop Pagano that wrote that letter. And I remember when I read that letter, it blew my mind. Like, oh my God, I wonder what went through President Trump's mind when he read this letter, because it's so unbelievably damning. And at that point in time, it might have been looked at as conspiracy, right? But everything, like he said in more recent times that I've seen in the last month or so, he said, now you see everything I said that was conspiracy has happened to come true. And everything he said has happened to come true. And I hope that President Trump sees that himself. I'm sure he does, and knows going into another election what needs to be done. And that is a complete dismantling of the deep state and the swamp. And whether he has to go in there and we have to go in there and fire everybody, the entire bureaucracy, just wipe it clean, I don't know. But I hope he understands that something drastic has to be done, or we're going to lose the country that we know, the republic that we know, and the world is going to lose, because this one world government, it's gonna be masters and slaves all over again in the most extreme fashion you could ever dream of. And I don't wish that upon anybody. And I just, like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I've been right pretty much on everything so far this entire time. And I don't think I'm wrong. And I really believe that we have a chance now to right the ship and to do something about it. And I think that I think we will do it, and I think we'll come out on top. We can't let evil. They can show their face, but only for us to punch it. We can't let these people win. And
that makes me happy.
Yeah, I know we like to action. Or catch an elbow. So, but that's kind of like everything that's happened. Like I said, there's just so many different angles of it that are coming together. And it's not just the deep state, it's the deep church. And the deep church is playing a large role in this on a worldwide scale. It's playing a large role in this. And I just want people to understand that as well, that there's something else that we have to keep an eye on as things move forward. And me being Catholic, my whole life, I've been watching it and seen it. And I've been watching this Pope even before this stuff happened. And I was kind of questioning certain things he was saying, even prior to Trump, things that were done within the Catholic Church that Archbishop Pagano kind of pointed out as well. And even a more drastic fashion, he pointed these out in a sense of how the church has altered itself and changed and removed certain things from our daily Sundays that we used to have, and why they were removed. And I heard, I was, oh my God, he's right. He's right. Like I didn't understand at the time, like what he was referring to, but when he laid it out, it's really crazy, man. We're dealing with crazy times, but I really feel that we win by being educated on what's happening. And I highly suggest that check out Pagano, what he's been saying, and just apply it to what you've been learning from David and I, and what you've been learning here, as far as from a constitutional standpoint, because this guy gets and understands granted authority through the chain of command from the church side, but also he understands the constitutional authority that's granted from the American side, because he was the I think
ambassador,
the United States from the Vatican for 5 years. I think it was maybe 2011 to 16 or something like that. He was the ambassador here, so he understands the United States and how things operate politically, and he has a pretty good grasp of that, I think, from what it sounds like from the way he's speaking. I honestly can't believe he's still alive, to be honest with you right now, because what he's saying is so damning and true that I can't believe. I mean, I'm glad he's not, but I'm really surprised that they're allowing him to continue speaking.
Hey, it's funny. Barbie in Oakland said, "We don't elect leaders; we elect servants." And that's the thing I believe that makes the difference between everything we've been seeing and what they were used to us seeing. The thing is that we actually now know that they are just our servants, and we talk to them like that. Josh and I, we talk to him like, "Oh yeah, you're a servant. That's all."
Well, he did
Right?
not
Be like, "Who did you talk to powerful?" The people. We're your employers, my friend.
No,
who's more powerful than them?
Was when you told him, "Don't talk to me from a position of power or authority. I'm your
You're just a freaking servant.
You work for me. You're a servant. Like
you Crutchberry.
We're not military. Like I'm not in your chain of command. You know, but these people, a lot of these people, not all of them, but a lot of them literally think that. They literally think that we're supposed to put them on this pedestal. We can be respectful, but I'm not putting them on a pedestal. You know, growing up like with women, like you know, don't put anything on a pedestal. You treat them with respect, you treat them properly, but I'm not going to put you above me because you're not above me. Actually, you're below me. When it comes right now, you work for me, you work for David, you work for all of us out there. And when he said that, who do you talk to down here in this? I want to see what state. Who do you talk to in this state? You're like, I talk to the people, the ones that hold all political power. Who are you talking about? You know, but that one. But this guy does not grasp and understand his role. He doesn't.
He gonna mess around and find out, though. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I think he received some notices and affidavits after that, you know. But I think he's so arrogant. I think he's one of those people that would. I don't know. Somebody like that should be voted out. Y'all, there's a few people watching right now that know who we're talking about, probably. And y'all need to work on getting this guy out of office. He does not deserve to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to me, I enjoy it because I'm like, thank you for letting us see who you really are. Thank you for letting us see that we need to stand up and show the truth. And thank you for letting us see that you government officials will not prosecute each other. We are so thankful for that. Because the people are walking around like, let's go Brandon, and they want all the smoke. The people want all the correction, bro. The people are like an eraser. They sit up in that mud looking at the pencil like, go ahead, write something. I dare you, you know? So it is what it is, you know? And that's the thing. A lot of the people who think that they got some strength, that think that they're tough. Let's go, Terry. You know? Those people who think they're tough or whatever, who get told to get the freak off the phone. For the person named, what's your name? Who keeps saying you got a rope and all this stuff, Ron Cook, we need to treat them the way they treat us. First of all, Ron Cook, the Bible doesn't say treat them like they treat you. The Bible says treat people like you want to be treated. So what we do here is we teach people the law and we teach people the truth. Walk slow, pagan easeball. The thing is we have all political power and we teach the people the truth and give them a chance first. They can do us right if they want to, and they can fix stuff, or they can let the people fix stuff. It's going to be one way or the other. It's no big deal, you know? And that's the thing about real men. Y'all see Rico posting this notice again. We got over 5,000 notices into our attorney general here in the legislature. And I'm telling y'all, they know exactly what the freak is up. They know. And they know that we're not playing, and they know we're not slowing down. You know, just because the legislature passed it to the other guys doesn't mean that we're not. Okay, Ron, I don't know, bro. Like, if you're really somebody who's trying to be on the law side, I've been giving you a lot of mercy because you got like 100 times you're saying about kill people, hang people, whatever, and all this bull crap. I'm going to ask you. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to be cool so you can stay and hang out, because if not, I'm going to have to block you, because all the people who offer that gangster stuff are usually the first ones who get, who hide when everybody else stands up and fight, and then you get people hurt. We have the law on our sides. We don't need for people to tell us to be violent. We're going to peacefully shred the fraud and the wrong and the maladministration apart like bosses. That's what we're going to do. And we don't play. So we don't need you to tell us about all this stuff. We're not like Mr. Clements and Street Homie over there. We don't need that. We have the law on our side. The worst thing you can do at a time like now is get aggressive and mean with people so they can say you're crazy and not listen to you. The nation right now is listening to the people, the affidavit mamas, nicely going up to people and showing them the law and saying, here's what the law says. Do you have any power outside of the law to do stuff that you shouldn't be doing? And they say they can't say anything. So it makes the world say, let's go, Brandon. See, the people are behind us, right? The people are behind us because we've taken time to educate the people. Anybody can tell somebody to go punch somebody. But how's that working out for the left right now? The same BLM they got to fight people is the same BLM that's protesting against them and fighting what they say. Now they can't get black people to do what they want them to do. That's a big problem, right? And I'll tell you, it's not too late. It's perfect timing. God's timing is wonderful. We just got an audit that people told us would never happen. And still, we got people who come in the midst of us who don't apologize for saying it would never happen. They told us that Karen Fan would never let any information out and they can't trust Fan. Well, I don't trust Fan. I don't trust myself. I don't trust Josh. Josh don't trust me. We look at each other's fruits. Josh knows some nights I get tired and I have to apologize, as I tell y'all all the time. Josh will push me. He'll say, David, we really need a notice. David, we should have the notice out today, right? But the thing is that Josh knows to push me so I don't slip. Right? I know to push Josh so he don't slip. So the thing is, we're not trusting each other to get it right. We're standing and holding each other accountable like bosses do. And bosses don't worry about what the other side is doing. When they talk about shutting down businesses, I don't give a freak who's talking about shutting down a business because we bring in smoke and they're going to fall. And we showed y'all in over 115 instances where entities are created that's functioning and keeping their livelihood because they went into the private when everybody said there is no hope, there is no remedy. Attorney said there's no remedy. Attorney said we won't help y'all. People had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300, 500,000, $1 million, and no attorney could help them. So we're not living in la la land, guys, where it's fake. When they bring us stupid junk, we come back with freaking smoke, right? We come back with freaking smoke, and the deep state falls over and over and over again. And guys, we don't give God enough credit for all that he's shown us already. We've had the audit. We've had different things come out. We had people trying to attack the audit and then they have to stand down. We had all these things. So guys, I'm telling y'all, we don't give God enough credit for what we have seen in victory already. And we let clowns walk around the movement talking about, oh, well, there is no remedy. Oh, well, I'm just going to report to you what's wrong. No, we can't just keep reporting what's wrong. We can't live like that. We have to seek and we shall find. God didn't say he had a problem with you finding. He just said you got to seek. So we believe that when we seek, God is going to give us results. And he has. That's right. Without God, we are a pile of stink. So guys, we got to understand that you got a lot of doubters out there, right? Please explain what the hang up is with grand juries. There's no hang up. You got to understand that a grand jury is who makes indictments for every one of us who gets in trouble. So if the grand jury is the one who makes indictments, then we, the people, need to start telling them what's wrong rather than making complaints to the Bar Association. There's nowhere in any constitution in the whole country that says if something is wrong, make a complaint to the Bar Association. So why are we doing that?
The grand juries, it's also because not enough people know and not enough people are aware. Because if you got, for example, Candace, you guys know, been fighting to get grand juries, right? It's just Candace. But if Candace had 1,500 people or 5,000 people yelling at them the same way, telling them we want our grand jury, we want this heard, I guarantee it'd be much different.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All we're doing is opening the doors for y'all to see what we have to do to get what we need. We showed y'all with audits. We showed y'all with kids coming back home. We showed y'all with mandates dropped. We showed y'all with all these different things. How many times we gonna keep saying, oh, well, What if they don't? Who gives a freak about what if anything with them? Let's do what God showed us to do. God has given us mighty authority, mighty power, mighty truth, mighty wisdom, and we have been using it and having victory. And then the next thing happened and we start going back to, well, what if? That don't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. How many times do you have to get proven that stuff is working? We got people who y'all have known longer than we've known them, who have gotten victories from stuff we showed them. They came out and told y'all, tons of people, and we still got people who every time something happens, they say, well, what if they don't give it to us? What if they don't want to do an audit? Well, we just had one. What if they don't want to give out any evidence? We just had evidence go out. What if they don't want to tell us about the maladministration? We just proved it. Why do we keep going back on what we keep seeing happening over and over and over again? If God delivers you when the first guy comes, then God delivers you when the second guy comes, and then God delivers you when the third guy comes, and he keeps letting you know that he's going to deliver you, when are you going to get to the point where we all just slow down and say, God is a mighty deliverer? I am thankful. I ain't worried because God is blowing the back out of this stuff. Right? We see victories and we don't even say, God bless you because you have victory. I see some people in some movements, they do this. They'll see somebody get their kid back. They won't say, praise God that you got your kid back. They'll start getting jealous. Oh, well, why did they get their kid back? I deserve my kid. What about God is showing you kids can come back when you thought that none could come back? People say, Dave, well, you should be worried about your own situation. No, I'm concerned about the whole nation because God is a mighty deliverer. God has let me fight to learn and understand stuff. God has shown me different routes to go. God has shown me and Josh things to do that other people didn't know of, no matter what degree they had. There is not an attorney in the nation who can give you more success stories in this last year dealing with COVID and kids and stuff like that than me and Josh. It is nobody in the world that exists. Do you think that is by mistake? A Negro from the ghetto and a gym owner showing y'all more victory, and the affidavit mamas, right? And some of the other guys who are coming up, they are showing y'all more victory than anything that you've ever seen in your life put together, except for in the Bible. So God is showing us mighty things. And the Bible tells us to focus on those things which are pure, praiseworthy, of good report. How come we spend so much time talking about what we did not get rather than what we just got that proves what we have? Proves that we have the power to change government. God has shown us all this stuff. He's showing y'all that the nation is upset. He's showing y'all the people are coming to y'all side. He's showing y'all even BLM is listening to y'all. And we start worrying about what we don't have. Well, we didn't get a spunk log. It's all lost. We've been thrown under the bus. Who's that, Nick? Oh, no, that's Fabian. Is Fabian Nick? I don't know, man, but they act a lot alike. Sitting up here crying. Trevor, the people are the grand juries. Let me help you understand. So when you look at CPS in Arizona, people say, well, who picked the CPS juries in the past? Because we used to have juries here. 83% of the kids that were taken before were returned by the juries, no matter who picked them. So the state realized we can't have these juries anymore because they're tearing people's back out. And Veronica is 100% right. The juries are your peers. Right? They're people who should really know you and know how you get down and see if you're acting normal or not. Right? And so what I'm telling y'all is we have to look at what it is that God has given us with victory and be thankful and understand that we are moving in a powerful way. And if the juries gave kids back before and they were so frustrated by it that they had to get rid of them, the people can realize when the government is playing games right now. And I'm going to prove it to you. Let's go, Brandon. Right? Let's go, Brandon is because the people figured it out. Now, they don't understand that because we've been sitting at home in our own private law schools, we are growing at such a rate that it is unbelievable. Thank you, Pinky Beloved, for the gift to Josh Barnett, the donation. Guys, please continue to give to Josh because he is the people's champ. He is our political fighter. I don't give a freak about what anybody else got because it ain't a lot of people out there fighting like crazy in the government, but we got to we got a fighter for us. And so thank you, Brian, for your donation as well. And even if you can give, I don't know what the lowest is, $5. Tara said she gave 20. I thank you so much. Even if you can give, link to donate. Molly wants a link to donate. CA Human, can you give a link for us if you got it, or anybody else? Please put it up for us.
Adds up, man. And
yeah.
It costs a lot of money to run a campaign, like a lot of money. So it's all about numbers. You know what I mean? So if you have friends, you have family around the country, send them that link and go, hey, donate to this guy, because he's going to go shake things up and actually do the right thing for the people. And we need to support not only myself, but other candidates around the country that are America First candidates that are going to go in and fight, get rid of the rhinos, fight the socialists, and get this country back on track. And it's so important. It's all about money at this point. I hate it. It's the worst thing about campaigning is the money side of it, because I like going out and talking to people, talking about what we can do. But it takes money to do that, to get the message out. And that's why it's so important.
I tell y'all that Josh is one of the ones who hate people giving stuff to him. So like we were having conversations and we were talking about what's going on. And I'm like, Josh, I can help you with, talking to people about, because I don't know this stuff, donating for your campaign and stuff. And I never knew how it worked and never even thought to know, because he had campaign managers. But then he told me I could do it. And then I felt bad because I didn't realize that I could actually help. But, I'm like, Josh, you got to have people help you, man. We got to have people give, because you're really one of the people fighting, and you're a soldier for us. And, he's like, yeah, but I just don't like, I don't like asking people for stuff, and I'm like, no, Josh, this is different, dude. You're a freaking fighter. You need to just, be cool and let people help, because this is how things are going. And this is how things are moving. And the deep state don't want good people in there. So we are fighting to get the grand juries. God leads and directs our steps. God is able to block what they're doing with these machines in order to allow people to get voted in. We saw it happen with Trump. Trump wasn't supposed to be in there by people's thought process and what Hillary and them thought they were going to do. Now they cheated some more, but we got to understand that we will correct them and we will fix this junk. Even if we got to change the constitutions, we will do it. God will direct us. And all you got to do is look at the Let's Go Brandon. If everybody's going around talking about Let's Go Brandon, what you got to realize is that the people see the wrong that is happening and they are tired across the country in different demographics. It doesn't matter, right? College football. People who watch college football are not just sitting at home watching every game, right? The grand juries now are controlled. It could be different. It depends on how your state constitution set it up, or the counties. A lot of times the superior court or the county court will hold access over them. It just depends on how it's set up in your frame of government. Either way, it's a bar attorney who's running it. If we go to Civil War, Hope, Nigma Cedars, and every time you, yeah, crazy. Yeah, tripping, man. I be trying to give Nick a break, man, but I don't know, man. It's kind of rough. He goes after our good fighters, the legislature fighting for us, rather than going against the different legislatures who did not get an audit. He goes after the one that just got done doing the only audit of his type, him and Professor Clements. And even Behizzi, I don't get it, man. He's even going after the wrong people. I'm like, Behizzi, dude, like they just got an audit. They gave you information. Your whole career was based off of everything they just did. So please, like, when you see people fighting to do what's right, you build them and teach them. You don't just throw them in the trash when you get what you want from them. It's our duty to teach them. But guys, so as we always tell y'all, we bring real smoke, none of this bull crap, none of this fake stuff, right? We bring real fire, heavy smoke. We bring that super huge, freaking mega, freaking monstrous, freaking amazing stuff, right? So what I want to do is let you guys know what we came out with for Mr. Merrick Garland. Now, there's a lot of people, I'm going to tell y'all, there's a lot of people who they come out after we get remedy going, they come out and start talking about the remedy. See, it's real easy to go after Karen Fan after we taught her to fight and attack, right? But it's harder to come out with a remedy for everybody to follow so they can all take some action and do things. Guys, me and Josh consistently bring y'all fire, big smoke with real law. They just put the link up above. Anybody who wants to put the link up again, somebody else is asking. Panky Beloved is saying, what is the proper link to donate? So what you got to understand is that we have a track record of showing you actual things that you can do. So everybody, please like and share this video. Let's get the word out. Even though YouTube is throttling us down, please, let's get the word out. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. How many of you guys enjoy it when we actually give you real things that you can do right now to get things going? How many of you guys like it when we give you notices, affidavit, things that you can do for remedy, and you can see the government officials changing the way they function? How many of you guys enjoy that? Or do you like it better when we just talk about what's wrong and the news and why it's so hard and all this stuff? Which one do you guys like best? Okay, fire, Sandy Brown, love it. Like it a lot, appreciate it so much. I do, right? So guys, don't you feel better when you realize that you have action that you can take, that you can not just be a hearer of what you should do, but you can actually be a doer, and you realize you are taking part in the changing of the nation. So what I want to do is I want you guys to see what we have worked on for you guys to go out immediately. Now, Merrick Garland thinks that he's going to come pick with the people and send his little FBI guys to come interfere with everything and stop us from working. And the truth is that they know that they've been doing wrong. They're paying money to the states and the counties to get things going against the people. And we cannot stand for that. So what I want to do, we have the notice done. I want to see if Josh Barnett can use his deep voice to get it out there and let you guys know what smoke we got for Mr. Merrick Garland. You in, Josh?
I'm gonna grab some water and I'll get reading.
All right. And guys, you must understand, guys, somebody said 30 steps ahead. That's one thing that me and Josh believe in doing. When we first started setting up everything for the audit, we realized that we needed to fight different issues that would come up. And we knew in certain instances exactly what the government officials will do, that they always do, to try to get rid of their responsibility to do us right. And so what we did is set up situations where we knew how the law worked, and putting things together for the people who decided to not follow the law, that they will run into a situation where they would be held accountable by everything that they did not do. And so we didn't care. Vote for Josh Barnett Fund. Hopefully it connected. I just sent 50. Josh, Panky Beloved just sent you $50. That is amazing, Panky. Thank you so much. You are a champion.
Thank you so much.
So Josh, you want to lay that smoke? I might go get another drink real quick.
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right, you go ahead and start reading when you're ready. I'm going to turn my camera off. Hey Josh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off my camera. Okay.
Got you. All right, everybody. So, notice to Merrick Garland in the federal Congress by the people of the American Republican states. I, so-and-so, one of the people, am giving you and your agents notice that you may give the people due care. I, one of the people, presenting the following evidence that you swore to provide a Republican form of government to the people in the 50 states. U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. Kind of applies to today's border as well, doesn't it? Please take notice that Title 42 programs and partnerships that give financial incentives in order to provoke government workers, county or school boards to attack the liberty interests of parents in their children's health and medical procedures are in no way in accordance with the people's rights, which you swore to never interfere. It is therefore my demand as one of the people that you deliver to me by mail all financial interests, COVID-related funds, or any other funds that may be given in any federal program, state, or county partnership that may be given to any school. Please take further notice that administrative tribunals run by administrative agencies in order to present force against the people, where the state has already sworn in every state constitution that the people shall have the right to trial by jury, in a court that is impartial, a court of record, moving under the course of common law, with the magistrate that is completely independent of the tribunal, is not the same as and will be considered as a trespass against the people and a willful attack on the American states with Republican forms of government. Please take further notice that the people of each state who create frames of government have the power to bar their government personnel from taking part in any federal action, cooperative program, or system that is not in favor of the people. Please see evidence, Arizona Constitution's Article 2, Section 3. If the people or the representatives exercise their authority pursuant to this section, this state and all political subdivisions of this state are prohibited from using any personnel or financial resources to enforce, administer, or cooperate with the designated federal action or program. Please take further notice that as one of the people, I wish to not have you or your agents interfere with the rights of the people, especially when you have conflicts of interest in several programs that generate wealth that are not broadly known to the people. This could cause attacks on the rights of the people, which are unlawful, for no government has the power to make rules or legislation abrogating any rights of the people. Miranda versus Arizona, you guys have heard us talk about this one. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Please take notice that law comes before judgment. Therefore, using your agents to interfere with the people's rights is done without jurisdiction and is unlawful. Furthermore, are you able to produce a charter that shows that the Federal Bureau of Investigation has inquisitorial power declared by the legislature in creation of this entity to have power over the people inhabiting the 50 Republican states? Please deliver this provision for the creation of powers the federal Congress gave to the FBI within 5 days, if you have it. They don't have it. That's a little hint. Please also take notice that the United States Supreme Court has already shown the importance of government ensuring they understand the difference between judicial and administrative actions and processes. I, as one of the people, am not ignorant to the attempts by the overzealous federal workers using process that is administrative, while at the same time trying to trample the rights, liberty, property, or lives of the people. I am now giving you notice in an excerpt from case Minker versus United States that you may not follow down the same types of transgressions as your predecessors. We're giving them a little extra here. Now, this lays out, I won't read all this, but it'll lay out, you guys can look it up. United States versus Minker, 350 U.S. 179 from 1956, page 350 U.S. 187, and page 350 U.S. 188. Very damning stuff. You guys are gonna love it. It's just basically it's showing them case law, since everybody wants case law, right? Everybody wants case precedents. Okay, here's some case precedents. Now, please take notice that I, as one of the people, realize that there have been many cases that deal with Title 42, a non-positive law that handle many issues by which multiple parties build revenue with many presumptions and failures to honor the rights of the people. It is therefore my wish that you refrain from interfering into people's business of instructing their servants, as you have conflicts of interest that do not allow for you to be a faithful judge as to whether the people are standing up for their rights or if there is some form of actual threat. Lastly, it is my wish that you learn to correct the FBI for abusing FISA courts, changing emails, and taking part in activities for which they do not have a charter given them granted authority or given them authority. If you show the charter allowing the FBI to do all these things against the people's will, and to give evidence of when and where the federal Congress allowed them, please reveal this information within 5 days by mail. Failure to respond with this evidence means that you agree that you're using an agency against the people without right or jurisdiction, and that you are doing this knowingly and with malice. Autograph and date.
Now let me tell y'all real quick. In the Minker versus Minker versus United States case, it shows where the federal government is trying to prosecute a guy. Trying to go after a guy using a court that is administrative and not really a judicial court. So what they do is they'll send you a subpoena, or they'll try to get you to follow some orders that come from an executive branch entity that make you believe it's a court process where they could tell you to do something. Well, what's going to happen is they're going to read in the case and see where it shows that when they use process of administrative courts, that the Supreme Court judges already said, look, every time you're trying to take a right or liberty from somebody, you know darn well you aren't supposed to be doing that in some type of tribunal that is not a judicial court. And we know that the judicial courts are much better for people's rights than it is in these legislative tribunals, these executive branch agencies or administrations. So what it's going to do, it is the exact same thing they're doing. When they went after people for Cove, right? They use administrative hearings, and they were trying to take away people's rights. It's Minker, M-I-N-K-E-R. M-I-N-K-E-R versus U.S. Let me write it down for y'all. So I think it's page 187 and 188 that I use sightings from. And when y'all see that,
50, U.S. 187, U.S. 188.
Yep. When y'all see that bull, and I talked about non-positive laws and how they're trying to use administrative stuff to order the people to do things, and they're not telling y'all the truth and how you cannot do that. See, it's going to be fun and games when they attack y'all until you show them, hey, bruh, I know the difference between administrative and judicial stuff, and you're acting in treason now. We about to bust your anus because we're telling you we know. And thousands and thousands and thousands of us are going to do it, and that's never happened before. Keep playing. See, the FBI is working under administrative bullcrap that's not to be going against the people. The U.S. versus Minker case shows it. The people who are attacking you in every state are using things that are not law. That's what non-positive is. It's never passed. So they have to come with the public law. When they come with the public law is really short and sweet, and it's going to show you that they can't trample your rights. So then they're going to realize, oh, shucks, there's no jurisdiction for us to do this. This pretty much is what we did with the notice. We proved to them that they don't have jurisdiction and gave them Supreme Court information for everything they're trying to do before they do it. Then thousands of y'all going to get it out to them, and they're going to realize, holy crap. These dudes were a million miles ahead of us. They had some fire for us to show the difference to everybody between administrative stuff that doesn't apply to the people and the actual judicial courts, which every one of the people have to have before you take any property away from them or liberty or life. So if you can't take a liberty away from the people, can you take their ability to direct how their kids are going to be doing their healthcare? No, but they want you to believe you are, and they're trying to send the FBI who doesn't have a charter. So you're destroying every single step they could possibly do because you're showing everything they're going to break the law with. I believe Josh is going to put that notice on his website. We are going to have Heather do a jot form for it. So thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of y'all could do it immediately. We have... I'll probably send it out on my Restore My Republic too. But what you guys got to understand, guys, is that we are on a totally different level with what God has given us, and we are not playing. We ain't doing this old elementary school cry about what you ain't get. I'm telling y'all, They ain't never seen nothing like what God is doing with us in their life, and they're going to feel fear. Their knees are going to shake. They're going to freaking tremble. David, we are no longer part of AFLS because we have our own group, can share along with you and everyone. Perfect. Let us know, Carla, where you're at and what y'all doing. Carla is one of the leaders in Wisconsin who brought forth tons of affidavits to give to the legislature there to get them started with talking about an audit and going, and we're going to have to bring some smoke to them, continued smoke, because a couple of the guys are trying to play deep state, but we're also calling for the grand jury. So we're going to see a lot of change quickly. But guys, when you give the government officials a notice like this, they ain't never seen anybody like that do this before. They've never seen this many people learn the truth at the same time. They've never had this many people who can talk about administrative compared to judicial. They've never seen this many people talk about the common law. They've never seen this many people talk about the Constitution and how they already swore to it. So guys, I'm telling y'all, God has given us victory. And just like I promised y'all before, I said, oh, God is going to show y'all some fire, and we're going to knock down everything that's going across the nation, starting in Arizona, if we do the affidavits. Well, I'm letting y'all know we got this smoke right here, and it's going to blow the back out of the deep state because it teaches the people and the government at the same time. And they never expected this to happen. There's more than enough people to blow the back out of this thing on this video now, but I know it's going to be tons more. So if you guys love the victory, if y'all love the knowledge, if you love the wisdom, if you love standing, if you love real remedy, if you love that smoke and fire, let's freaking blow the backs out of these people trying to do wrong with real law. I do also want to tell y'all this Saturday, 10 o'clock Arizona time. I don't know what time that is, Eastern time, a couple hours, 3 hours ahead. 1 o'clock Eastern time, we are going to have another webinar, public versus private. We are going to show y'all untaught, freaking powerful masterclass freaking fire. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to blow backs out. You guys will be more brilliant, I believe, than any attorney in the nation, and you will know the truth for yourself, right? The Bible talks about knowing God's truth, and he tells you, look, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You are made free when you know the truth, right? You can't stay the same. You're transformed from the inside out. And so what we got to do is understand that we have the victory, guys, as long as we trust God. God tells you your victory comes in due season for all those who trust in him, how he will deliver, how he will protect. It doesn't make sense for us to have all the wins and victories that we have if it is just in and of ourselves. It is God showing us and reminding us of what it's like to worship him, serve him, trust him. He is the best. Nobody can touch him. Nobody can interfere with what he's doing. We are blowing the backs out of bad actors across the nation and taking this nation back. And I'm going to tell y'all, we are showing y'all how to use your strength. This ain't a situation where it's like the Declaration of Independence a couple of guys signed. Some people know they're representing people, but not everybody has an understanding. No, we have people learning across the nation, and it is spreading like wildfire. And guys, now it's our turn to let them know that Let's Go Brandon ain't going to just be chanted in the streets, but we going to bring the law, we going to bring truth, and we're going to bring smoke, and we're going to get those grand juries, and they can't hold them from us, y'all. Like, they can't say we could have something that y'all allowed us to use, but y'all can't have it. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Here. So join us on Saturday, restoremyrepublic.com, or you could go through Telegram. Y'all can get with CA Human that's here. But as you guys see, we're not some of those people who will hide remedy or don't have remedy and just let you live and function on your own and hope something happens. We are throwing ourselves out there, telling you what the notices say before you even mail them out. We're fighting and showing you the law, showing you the truth all day and night, right? All the time, we're showing you what we are doing and what we plan to do. We're not hiding behind, oh, they might laugh at me. Oh, the attorneys might not like what we say, the judges, the government, whoever. We are coming out and giving you real remedy and showing you the truth. And there is nobody who's going to come out and outwork us or out teach us or out fight us. We are bringing smoke to the people because we trust in God and we know that y'all got it. So let's get together. Let's fight. Let's get it out there. Our memberships for our private associations for this class this weekend, they're only $50. And you have continued access to that video. And you're going to get about most likely they're usually 3 to 4 hours of hard hitting freaking knowledge that you won't find in one place anywhere else at one time. And that's what we hear from everybody who hears it. Most people watch the videos 4 times over. There's no fluff. It's just straight up fire, straight up smoke, and you turn into a monster. That's how it is. So
this private
go
thing.
ahead, Josh.
The public versus private thing is the single most important thing you can learn, I think, as far as the basic foundation of what you need to know. Because when you see that, when I first learned it, I learned it the hard way, have it being shut down. And then realizing what we could do. And then David said, hey, move it to the private. And this is what it does. But when you learn it, you have a whole different perspective on the government and what they can and cannot do. And when you learn as one of the people, the powers that you can stand on, it changes your whole outlook on everything. So people freak out about a lot of things. And we're kind of like, we're the boss. What are they going to do about it? You know what I mean? Like we're going to tell them what to do, and we're going to correct things, and we're going to make sure it happens. Now, it might take time. It's going to take time for this to happen. We're going to get things corrected. So we're going to take item by item, issue by issue, and get it corrected. Now, there's just so happens that there's like a million things to correct right now, but we're going to pick things out one by one and get them corrected as we go along. And that's all we can do at this point is just take things one by one, correct them, and move on. And get those great.
Oh, and remember, in building the people the way that we are, it opens the doors for other people to handle more things at the same time. So a lot of things that we're tearing up now, there's other people kicking butt, tearing it up. When me and Josh are dealing with one thing, they're dealing with 5 other things. So it's good.
That's true. That's true. The affidavit mamas here, they did a signing on Monday, and they got like another 50 affidavits. So they're knocking out school boards and doing everything here in Arizona and across the nation, helping others. And we're doing other stuff. So you're right. The more the people learn, they can hit different stuff in the areas they're from. And it exponentially grows, and it happens at a faster pace as time goes on. And there's going to be hell to pay when that's all said and done.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get ready to end this show so we don't make it too long. We are at 1 hour, 52 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pray. Josh, you got anything else you want to say before I pray, bro?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right,
thank you
say that again, Josh. I'm sorry.
Thank you to everybody out there that donated. And we're gonna put that money to good use.
All right, so we're going to get ready to pray, y'all. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all you do for us. We thank you for mercy. We thank you for truth. We thank you for wisdom. Father, we thank you for the hard times as you have shown us, Father, how to be made into diamonds, Father, through the pressure and through the pain and through the struggle, Father, and through the high temperature, Father. And we just thank you so much because you know how to make us perfect. You know how to make us want nothing. You have shown us, Father, how to stand, Father, how to be hungry at the same time as being content. And Father, we must thank you because you have given us many blessings, many victories, Father, many times where you have shown us winning, Father. You have shown us, Father, Daniela, Father, who has went through some tough things with her family and the loss of her father, but she's even on the video today. And she was in the midst of the group working, Father. You have given her purpose. You have given her strength. You have given her hope. You have allowed her to go see her mother and her aunt and uncle, Father, and be with them. And at the same time, given her that strength, Father, that you give, Father, that allows her to be able to still communicate and help when she's going through pain herself. And Father, we thank you so much, Father, for all that you have given us. We thank you so much for giving us thicker skin, for making us stronger, for making us wiser. And Father, for all that you have done. We thank you for Josh, Father, and we thank you for his family, Father. We thank you for the blessings you have given him. We thank you for allowing him to run and be able to stand up before the people, Father, and to teach truth and to be strong and to be a strong fighter, Father, in the midst of the time where there's much weakness. And Father, we thank you so much for everyone watching this video, Father, all these strong people who are learning and standing up and taking responsibility for their role, Father, owning this government. And we thank you, Father, for showing people that they can trust in you, for letting us all see that we cannot allow for our nation to be set into a direction where we trust in the things of this world rather than in the Almighty God and you and your Son and in your Spirit. And Father, we thank you so much for the beautiful things you do for us. We thank you so much for caring for us. We thank you so much for leading us. We thank you so much for guiding us, Father, and putting together our steps, Father, one foot before the other, even to the point where we can't see, Father. You have already been, and you have shown us, Father, that you continuously give us success. And Father, we just ask that you knock down this wicked enemy, Father. We ask that you knock down anyone, Father, who comes against the people, Father, who decide to destroy or who are doing these evil things behind closed doors to hurt the children, Father, to hurt the people, to lock up people, Father, who don't need to be locked up. And we ask that you restore, Father, that you deliver, that you show your mighty hand, your mighty works, and bring forth blessings even this week, Father, and next week. Huge blessings, Father, powerful blessings, that the people can see and know how good you are. Father, we ask that you touch the people and help them to have courage to send out the notices and the affidavits and to be able to stand strong and to continue to study, Father, and then let them have victory. Let us all have victory, Father. Let us all have children back that have been lost, people who are in prison for bad reasons, Father, to be let out, Father. And anybody who has used unlawful statutes, Father, to harm the people, to be corrected and punished for their wrong, Father. Deliver us, Father. We trust in you and we know that you can do it. Please deliver the grand juries into our hands, Father, and make the courts melt in terror as they realize how good you are. And Father, we just thank you so much for all you do. And we thank you for all these victories you're going to bring us as we pray to you, Father, believing that you are going to handle things. And it's in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. That is the prayer for the day. Much love, y'all. And we thank you for being on this video tonight. We thank you for hearing the remedy. Daniela, we thank you for your strong heart. Tell your mom we love her. And if she need anything, let us know. Find out what kind of sweet she like. We'll send her a cake or something. Right? Find out what she likes so we can get her something good. Give her some comfort. But otherwise, guys, I want to thank you guys for giving to Big Josh Barnett. He is our constitutional political fighter who's handling biz and dropping that smoke on bad guys. They can't run and they can't hide. And guys, we enjoy talking to you guys and lighting that fire and giving that smoke. Oh, that's awesome. She said, thank you. She loves you guys. She's the best. All right, guys. So Josh, anything else before we take off?
No, that's it, man. Thank you. Thank you everybody for being on. And I'll see
Big
you guys.
Bentley from the fourth floor. Hey, Bentley, why your chest muscles bigger than mine? And your hair longer than mine? Can you give me some hair?
Nah.
He's a surfer.
You know what they used to call me when I was younger, Bentley?
No.
They used to call me Tweety. They're like, man, Dave, put up your Tweety bird chest. I'm still Tweety now, but I'm gonna get buff.
Push-ups.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, Bentley.
Yeah.
Bentley.
Huh?
We believe in push-ups. We not gonna be like that guy from Maricopa County. What's his name? Fontes?
Man, Boo Fontes.
Yeah.
Like Biden, yeah.
Oh yeah. We ain't gonna be like Let's Go Brandon.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, we will catch y'all later. Y'all be cool. Y'all stay out of trouble. We love y'all. Peace. Share this video.
Guys, bye.